Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem of Australia.
أصحاب السمو، أصحاب السعادة، ضيوفنا الكرام، السيدات والسادة، يرجى منكم الوقوف للسلام الوطني لمنتخب أستراليا.
And now the national anthem of Syria.
والآن السلام الوطني لمنتخب سوريا.
Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen.
So are the defending champions still the real deal and a team to be feared in Asia, or just flat track bullies? We are about to find out, along with just how Syria will respond to a change of coach. It's a game of high stakes, one mistake and it could be fatal. And one eye on the already qualified Jordan against Palestine, Japan or Uzbekistan, awaiting the second place team in this group. The game officially sold out, although there are still some seats available. And here's the team news for Australia. Just the one change. Massimo Luongo comes back into the midfield, with Mark Milligan dropping back into the defensive line to replace the suspended Trent Sainsbury. Andrew Naboot, as I'm sure you're aware by now, has re-injured his groin and adds his name back onto that lengthy injury list. Josh Risdon still not fit either, even to take his place on the bench. And it's the same story with Matthew Leckie. Our match referee today is from Mexico, Cesar Arturo Ramos. And he's awaiting the arrival of the two captains, Mark Milligan, who will lead Australia for the 15th time. He's the most senior Socceroo at his third Asian Cup and winning his 77th cap. And for Syria, there is Ahmed Al-Saleh, the new captain, taking over from Omar Al-Soma. That was the first act of the new coach, Fajr Ibrahim. And talking of that new coach, he's made 4 changes to the Syrian 11, 2 in the defence, with Hussein Al-Zayed and Omro Al-Madani replacing Abdul Malik Al-Anizan, then Jihad Al-Bawa, Khaled Al-Mobayed adds some grit to the midfield, and Mahmoud Al-Mawas is included from the off after coming off the bench against Jordan. Overall, that 11 has a much more balanced look about it. Omar Al-Soma, you might remember, scored in both legs of that World Cup qualifier against Australia in 2017. And the Australian injury crisis means there's just 6 Anfield players among the substitutes. Now, Yusuf Khalifa perhaps a little unlucky not to get a start for Syria. He was arguably their best player off the bench against Jordan. So Mark Milligan back in the defensive line today for Australia, and he will be up against a very familiar foe in Omar Al Soma. The pair were club teammates for a short while at Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. Could be a key battle. So the day of destiny has arrived for these two teams. It could be a tense 90 minutes. It could also be a very physical battle as well, Sasha Ognanovsky, ex-Socceroo.
Yes, I think so. I don't think it'll be the same Syria that we've seen in the first two games in this tournament. And Australia will have to be right on their game for this one. I think it'll be a different proposition to what Palestine was, most definitely.
Well, here come the Syrians through Mohammed Osman, one of the survivors, and he's around the challenge of Jackson Irvine, who then got back to nick it away from the Syrian midfielder. But as mentioned in those team lineups, Sasha, really when we saw them against Jordan a few days ago, the formation was difficult to work out. It almost looked like a 5-0-5, but they've certainly got a better balance today.
Well, there was no one in the midfield, so every time they got caught in possession or there was an interception, it was pretty much a freeway to the defence. And with the pace of Al-Tamari that Jordan had up front, every time they just look so dangerous. In this game, we can see already how they're standing on the field, almost in a back six formation, and they've given a free licence to that front four to roam as they please.
One of their danger men was on the ball just moments ago. Omar Krubin, that's a little bit too straight and a little bit too hefty off the boot of Tama Haj Mohammed, who's got a midfield partner today in the shape of Khaled Al-Mobayat. And the decision to shift Mark Milligan back into the defensive line and bring in Mas Luongo, does that meet with your approval?
I prefer like-for-like changes. I think it upsets the balance in midfield and also the balance in defence. Matty German is a centre-half. You have him on the bench, he's tall, so you haven't got that height advantage. Just looking at Mark Milligan and Al Soma now standing next to each other, you can see there's a distinct height advantage for Al Soma. He wouldn't have that with Matthew German in there, and also Mark Milligan and Jackson Irvine looked really good against Palestine. I think it just there's one change, but there's three changes on the pitch, and that might upset the balance of the team.
We will keep you posted throughout of events elsewhere in this group. Palestine meeting Jordan. They've just kicked off as well. So the makeup of Group B, of course, could change throughout the next 90 minutes quite a bit. Australia could finish second. They could finish third. They could be going home tonight. Who knows? Similar story with Syria. Alajan, the left full-back with the throw, but stolen by Massimo Luongo unfairly, in the opinion of the Mexican referee, and Syria have a free kick.
It just seemed to me he won the ball with his studs up.
Pretty sure that was the verdict. So perhaps an early test for Matt Ryan. Omar Al Soma, these two know each other very well, of course, from the World Cup qualifier. You remember the second leg in Sydney. Al Soma hit the post late on, had it gone in, and Syria would have qualified for that intercontinental playoff. This is a fair way out, and the angle is fairly obtuse, but let's see what he can do. Omar Al Soma, and it cannons off Massimo Luongo, and the game's first corner goes to the Syrians.
He's not scared to hit him from distance, is he? And he keeps him nice and low. See what he's trying to do there, trying to get that ball to bounce in front of the goalkeeper. Need to be aware of that, the Socceroos.
Mahmoud Al-Mawas, included from the off today to take. Al-Saleh, the captain, is at the back post. It goes to the near instead. Came off Bayic. That was Al-Saleh, trying to get his head on the end of it. And nobody taking control here. Came off the head of Degenek and then Upfield by Tommy Rogic. And I think Syria have posed more of a threat in the opening few minutes, Sasha, than they did in the entire 90 against Jordan, when they were so flat.
Really flat.
And so predictable.
Yeah, very one-dimensional. Crosses from deep into their two bigger guys, El Soma and Omar Kriban. Omar Kriban had that really good chance with the head in that game. If he does get an opportunity like that today, they'd want him to finish, as I don't think there'll be too many opportunities for him.
Now, Almobiad has lost out in midfield. Rogic to dink it forward towards McLaren. There's a bit of space here on the left for Chris Economides. Bayic outside him. He made a good run from left fullback. He hangs it up in the air, but Ibrahim Alba with the spectacular gather and a safe pair of hands. Ibrahim Alba does sometimes do the old volleyball style clearance upfield. He's gone the more conventional route this time with the right boot. On occasion throws the ball up in the air and then punches it forward, volleyball style, the goalkeeper. It's another good steal by Luongo, legal this time. Economides, who was so impressive against Palestine. A couple of assists and set up 6 chances overall, but he's run into a cul-de-sac there, helped out by Bayic and steered back towards the captain Milligan by Irvine. Deganek, Rogic, Ryan Grant. Good sliding challenge by the left fullback, Alajan.
It was a good challenge. You can see what the Socceroos are trying to do. Those overlapping runs, Bayic earlier, now Ryan Grant.
See if Australia can fashion something from what looks like being a long throw from the Sydney FC fullback, Ryan Grant. Having a bit of a think about it. Towards Irvine, but he was well marshalled. Put down by Rogic, but out-muscled in the end. Tama Haj Mohammed. Throw in Syria.
Brighter start for the Syrians. Like you said, against Jordan, it was such a subdued performance. Very unlike them. Better start from them today.
Whatever Ryan Grant can do, Moayed Alajan can do likewise. Launching it towards Kriban at the near post. Rogic had to be smart and was with the feet. Might open up here for Economides. Just the wrong angle. And played off the legs of Economides by Omro Al-Madani, one of the new inclusions by the new coach today at the expense of Jihad Al-Bawa.
Did have to be perfect timing in that tackle. Even won the throw in for his team.
Some of the latecomers still arriving into the Khalifa bin Zayed Stadium here in Al Ain. Those unable to get tickets. That's a foul and a free kick for Syria on Al Mawas. Those unable to get tickets. Sasha on the rock that overlooks this ground. There's a fair few people dotted on the top of that piece of rock that gives a good vantage point of the stadium.
It does, absolutely.
Not sure there was a whole lot in that from Jamie McLaren on Al Mawas, but enough for the Mexican referee. Ryan Grant sticking tight to Omar Kriban. Sure, Graham Arnold will have expected this stronger start from Syria. Floated forward by Milligan in a vain attempt to find Aziz Bayic.
Right idea there by Mark Milligan. There is space in behind the two fullbacks of Syria, as we've seen already in this game. Just needed a better pass from the skipper.
Good win in the air by Jackson Irvine. One of his strengths, of course, as a player. He's in good form at the moment for his club side Hull City in England.
We saw him do that time after time against Palestine. So used to seeing Miller Jednak win all those headers. Important to have somebody in there that can win those headers after long goal kicks.
Al-Saleh for Alajan. Reuben went to ground, but he's come away with the ball somehow. Wonderfully done by Omar Kribin, and Tommy Rogic is the man that's been pinged. He can't quite see why. Both Irvine and Rogic having a little nibble at Kribin at various points in that passage of play.
A bit of determination and a bit of skill in that passage of play.
Well, Soma's decided that even this angle's a bit too narrow for him and a bit far out. Clipped in by Al-Mawas. And Rogic gets it out of harm's way for the time being. Quickly taken throw by Alajan. It's it back off Kribin, a block by Mobile. Rogic waiting for the ball to drop. Two Syrian players scrapping for the ball with each other. It's with Al-Mawas trying to pick his way through. Miloš Degenek with the clearance. Freshly signed for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia this week. He'll be teammates with the man on the ball that's just played it there, Omar Kribin. Kribin sliding in on Economides. Now it's Mohamed Osman. He plays in the Netherlands with Heracles. Good ball in. Al-Soma! And that is the problem for Australia. If they get crosses in like that, sooner or later, Al-Soma will convert one. That's a warning sign, Sasha.
It is an early warning sign for the Socceroos. We know how prolific he is in the air. Al-Soma, really need to be aware of where he is on the field and need to have somebody at least jumping with him.
And I think that's one of the reasons why you were in favour of Yerman starting.
Yes, Simon, that's right. Just that height factor for those situations just there.
Now Wright's clearance is not a good one. Kribin with a turn in the box. Omar Kribin. And he dragged his efforts wide of that right-hand upright. And it's another warning shot across the bows of the defending champions. 2 in a minute.
Poor clearance by Matty Ryan, something we don't say very often. Omar Kribin there to pick up the pass. Shot wide though. Lucky escape for the Socceroos.
The Asian Player of the Year in 2017. He's not getting an awful lot of game time for Al Hilal at the moment in Saudi. Talk of a loan move for Kribin to Egypt once this tournament is over. Perhaps showing just a little bit of rustiness there. That's a good touch by Rogic. He's probably fouled in the process, and it's a very strong challenge by Alajan too on our Mobile.
Free kicks coming back to Tommy Rogic.
The first incident. A chance for Australia To throw their two central defenders forward, Milligan and Degenek, not necessarily the tallest, either of them. Days of Jedinak and Cahill providing such an aerial threat, of course, they're gone now. All three goals against Palestine did come from crosses. Let's see if they can put a decent one into the box here. Referee's happy for us to go now. Is this a little training ground move? Yeah, I think it is. Rogic drives it to the near post. And Ibrahim Alma wasn't under any undue pressure, but felt he had no option but to touch it behind.
There was Mark Milligan lurking there, in behind him. Didn't want to take the risk.
Jackson Irvine, of course, is a threat aerially. So Australia worked this one short between Bajic and now Economides. Top of the box is Massimo Luongo. And Mobile is offside.
See what they're trying to do there with the set piece.
And in fairness to Alma, he was probably aware that Milligan was behind him, so he couldn't afford to take that risk. Good goalkeeping by the 27-year-old who plays for Al-Wada in his home country. Took over from the legendary Moussa Balhous between the posts. A little bit unorthodox, that clearance, but it found its way through nice enough for Al-Mawas.
He was a bit fortunate. I think he shanked that one.
I think you might be right. Header by Al-Madani wasn't the best. Helped out by his defensive midfielder, Tamahaj Mohamed. And again, that's better structure that Syria have today, paying dividends in that little passage of play.
Well, that's where they were lacking against Jordan. Really nobody there to pick up the second ball. If they won it in the air, any interception was pretty much a counter-attack and a chance at goal. So we haven't seen that today.
Irvine for Luongo. This fell rather fortuitously for Bajic. Luongo's low cross off Al-Madani. Ryan Grant can't get there ahead of Omar Kribin. Look at the strength of Al-Soma. Just fending off the attentions of Degenek and bursting through three Australian defenders. Still he goes on. And man mountain, Omar Al-Soma. Now Kribin, little scoop forward, and not clever enough to outfox Jackson Irvine.
Just strength there by Al-Soma in that passage of play. Australian defenders just bouncing off him.
Alajan ushered back a few metres. Still creeping forward to virtually exactly the same spot he was in the first place.
Always happens.
Kribin. Bit of a nothing ball by Kribin. Degenek should be able to clear. Too strong for McLaren. He got his first international goal against Palestine at the 10th attempt.
Nice finish it was too.
Tommy Rogic's cross. Kribin. Mobayet. Oh, Al-Soma is onside. And he slipped, looked for a penalty. And the referee was well positioned and said nothing doing. Australia again a little bit sloppy in their passing as they look to get out. They'll be breathing a sigh of relief, Sasha, that Al-Soma appeared to lose his footing.
Yes, they will. You can see the danger of just his height, his presence. There, and there's a lovely ball through. Slipped at the crucial moment. Another warning sign for the Socceroos, though.
He looked so out of sorts against Jordan, didn't he? He was getting really nothing balls from his teammates. much better already today. And again, there's that pass out, which Syria have caught out through their press. And now with Kribin, Alajan is pushing forward down the left. And they will use the left full-back now. Al-Soma waits in the middle. Here he is. Oh, did it glance off the arm of Bajic? The flag is up on the far side, but I think it's for offside. Wow. Hearts in mouths in Australia, I'm sure.
Lucky there. Another lucky escape for the Socceroos.
And now McLaren's turned it over. Syria growing in confidence here.
That they are.
Yeah, it's just offside against Al-Soma. And I think it might have come off the chest of Bajic in any case. The Syrian fans responding around the stadium. Mobayat. Now, Omar Kribin. Al-Soma's offside again. Well, that's just careless by the big striker.
He wanted the ball earlier there. Al-Soma. Kribin just taking that extra touch. But again, dangerous signs every time the Socceroos turn the ball over. Gives Syria the opportunity.
124 goals and 129 matches for his club side Al Ahly. 11 this season so far, 3 golden boots for Omar Al-Soma in the Saudi Pro League. Maybe benefited from not having the responsibility of captaincy today. Here come Australia though. Ryan Grant, great ball, Grant. Oh, Jamie McLaren should have made it 1-0 for the Socceroos.
Should have indeed. Fantastic cross. Ryan Grant, well-timed run. Jamie McLaren in pole position there.
Well, that is a gilt-edged opportunity.
Really needed to put that in the back of the net. Poor header. Did everything right, except score.
Well, best moment of the game so far for Australia, and full credit to Ryan Grant steaming forward down the right. That was the earlier moments when Al-Soma appealed for a penalty. You can see referee's in good position. Well, there is an arm across from Milligan. Anything in that, Sasha?
If it is a penalty, it's very, very soft. I don't think so. It's just Milligan trying to turn and get to the ball as quick as he can.
Kribin left it a bit short. This is Luongo. Left out against Palestine. Tactical reasons, the official response from Graham Arnold for that decision. Here's Bajic. Sliding challenge, perfectly timed by Mahmoud Al-Mawas. Now Mohamed Osman. Lovely little spin to get away from Luongo. You said pre-game, Sasha, you expected the first half an hour, this change of coach and the change of attitude in the camp from Syria to really take hold. But perhaps if Australia can get past that little storm, then they might be okay.
Well, it seems like they have really adjusted well to the new coach. They've got a bit more tactical nous on the field. They know their positions. They're looking dangerous when they go forward. If the Socceroos can hold out.
It's a great ball by Luongo. Ryan Grant in behind briefly. And it's Ahmed Al-Saleh, the Syrian captain, to the rescue for the Qasioun Eagles.
That initial adrenaline, I guess, they've got all their supporters behind them. If they can hold them out, particularly in this first half, I think they'll come away with a victory here. There are holes in this Syrian defence, as we saw that lovely cross from Ryan Grant to Jamie McLaren earlier.
Chris Economides with the Australian corner. Not the best. Cesar Ibrahim has not sat down since the first whistle. As mentioned, he knows this group of players very well. Total is 6 spell in charge, including caretaker stints. Got the call again after the sacking of Bernd Stanger.
Just serious pressure in and around the ball, not allowing Australia to get comfortable, not allowing Australia any easy passes out of their defensive half. Just total difference to the 2 games we saw them play previous to this.
It's more accurate from Ryan, or at least it should have been, but Zayed got done by the bounce. Hussein Al-Zayed, similar to his left-back colleague, ushered back a few metres. This is Al-Mobayed, and again, and it goes off the boot of Mark Milligan.
Again, just a lot more movement from the Syrian team, difficult for Australia to clear the lines.
Al-Mobayed has picked his way through beautifully there before Milligan steers it to safety. And the sliding challenge from Tama Haj Mohammed wasn't particularly effective. Now Jackson Irvine. There's room here for Awa Mabil on the left. And 2 to try and pick out in the middle if he needs them. Still Awa Mabil, that's a good challenge by Ahmed Al-Salah. And then Tommy Rogic wins it back briefly for Australia.
Good opportunity for Australia there. It was 3-on-3. Awa Mabil needed to play that ball in earlier.
Rogic, it's good awareness. Plenty of room and time for Aziz Bayic. Cannons back off Al-Mobayed. Australia reset. Start again through Jackson Irvine. Deganek. Rogic. Disguise ball for Mabil. Ryan Grant. Good little combinations here for Australia. Mabil firing it in low. It's a dangerous one again. Away by Al-Madani. Now Mohamed Osman, if he can get the better of Irvine, could set Syria on their way again. It's well played, and an advantage played very well by the referee as well, because Al-Mawas was in possession before being crowded out.
No advantage in the end. There was Syria losing the ball easily.
Deganek. Crossfield. Beautiful diagonal switch for Bayic. A bit too hot to handle for Economides. Floated forward by Al-Madani. One in the air by Al-Soma. And then Mohamed Osman gets the better of Miloš Deganek. Obviously being held by Milligan. The referee had to think about that. And ultimately decided he concurred with the Syrian. Milligan can't quite believe it.
There was that aerial threat. It was the foul.
Was it? It's a little soft.
This angle might. It was a tug of the shirt. Soft, but it was there. That all come about from a flick on from Al-Soma up against Mark Milligan. Off a long ball.
Sommer is at the back post, awaiting the delivery from one of the 2 fullbacks. Al-Zayed wearing 12, Alajan wearing 3.
It's Deganek and Masuongo around him. And you can clearly see the height advantage that he has.
Big, powerful striker, Omar Al-Soma. Referee keeping an eye on what's going on at the back of that crowd of players and calls out Deganek and Omro Al-Madani.
Al-Madani looks like he's trying to block Deganek.
Here's a passage for Al-Soma in towards Al-Soma. It's crept in. Oh, hang on, no, hang on. Whistle's gone. Infringement inside the penalty area, which has left Mark Milligan flattened and clutching his head. And the screams of delight in the throats of the Syrian fans are stymied.
There was a block there.
He was blocked off by Mohamed Osman, and Australia are grateful for that whistle.
Yes, they are. And another warning sign for the Socceroos. Milligan blindsided there.
It's all left the Socceroos skipper a little groggy. A few heart rates have just gone through the roof back in Australia, I think.
Just showing the dangers of this Syria team, the weapons they have at their disposal.
Well, again, the Syrian fans are encouraged. Why wouldn't they be? Not sure that free kick from Al-Ajan actually got a touch on its way into the back of the net. There's the ASLive standings. If it stays like this, Australia would go through in second. The other game at the moment between Palestine and Jordan is also goalless. Kicked off simultaneously. Syria would be left in third and hoping they finish as one of the best 4 third-place teams to go through to the round of 16. We'll keep you updated on all of those equations as the night goes on. Meantime, it's with Omar Kribin.
Difficult ball there by Omar Kribin, but a positive run from Al-Ajan. I don't think we saw him cross the halfway line in the game against Jordan.
So Syria, 1 goal ruled out. One good chance for Al-Soma. At the other end, Jamie McLaren had a golden opportunity for Australia. Teed up wonderfully well by Ryan Grant on the right.
Very good, Al-Ajan. He's attacked the ball with intent. A few nice challenges. Ryan Grant and Awama Bill.
Milligan up and about again, back involved in the action. Square by Deganek for Irvine. Ryan Grant pushing forwards, hugging the touchline as he loves to do. Looking for the give and go with Mobile. Doesn't quite work out. Mohamed Osman for Syria. Very good technical player, Osman. Played for the Dutch junior teams, and he's continued the run forward here, but it'll be cut off by Deganek.
We've seen the technical ability of a lot of these teams in this Asian Cup.
Rogic beautifully adjusted to shrug off the challenge of Tamahaj Mohamed. This is what Australia want from Rogic. Konovides looking for help. Slings it into the box and it's away by Ahmed Al-Saleh. Syria just sat a little deep for the moment.
Do have numbers back, Syria. 5 spread across the back.
Luongo edging forwards into the box for McLaren. Muscled by Almadani.
Done there by Almadani. Just using his body strength to move Jamie McLaren. Put that ball into safety.
Irvine dallied too long, and Osman took it off his toes. Oh, referee's not helped Syria out there at all. And Australia instead on the attack. Economides, good try. Well held as well by Ibrahim Alba. And the Syrians would have been dirty on the Mexican referee there had that led to an Australian goal, Cesar.
Yes, you'd think they would be. Luckily, the goalkeeper was equal to the task. Easy shot in the end.
Rogic coming more into the game. Oh, lovely ball. Jamie McLaren. Good save, Alma. Second chance. And Alma again, a double save. Terrific goalkeeping to deny Jamie McLaren not once, but twice.
Aaron with another super opportunity.
And what a ball by Rogic.
Beautiful ball. Just try to sneak it in that near post. Better off trying to get it across the goalkeeper.
Economides going short from the corner for Rogic. That's a complete waste, if you ask me, from Australia. Just starting to build a little bit of pressure, the defending Asian champions. There's that effort from Economides. Syrians desperately trying to throw bodies into the trajectory of the ball. They needn't have worried. The goalkeeper was there. Too high for Osman. Pushing header by Deganek. Rogic again. Starting to get much more involved in the play, which will please Graham Arnold.
He's been good, Rogic. A few lovely passes, nice switches of play.
That's Luongo. Syrian behind the fullback, but Zayed not sure he was in the way. Oh, that is terrific stuff by Mohamed Osman, then the outside of the boot, but it's too far in front of Al-Soman. He's saying play to feet, play to feet. But what a turn by Mohamed Osman.
He's been good in this game also. He was quiet against Jordan, showing his full repertoire of tricks in this one.
To control that for Milligan, did well. Economides, chance to turn and run perhaps. And it's a foul by Khaled Al-Mabayed on Chris Economides. There he is, great young talent. And how about this for a little bit of skill to get rid of Jackson Irvine. Mohamed Osman, remember the name, wearing Firas Al-Khatib's treasured number 10 jersey for Syria. Free kick taken short for Economides. Off the head of Irvine in the back post. Will it sit for Rogic? Clearance by Tamahaj Mohammed.
Again, we're seeing a reluctance of Australia going direct with their set pieces. There's always a pass involved before it gets crossed into the box, trying to open up the angle and change the angle.
Space again for Bajic. Economides around the defender. Chris Economides can't quite get the cross in, still alive for Aziz Bajic. Australia get a corner. Might have been more. Just finding those little pockets of space. Economides in particular.
Having a lot of joy down that left-hand side, Simon. as is Zayed and Economides there. Nice interplay. Really getting a bit of an understanding between each other now.
Again, they go short from the corner kick. Zayed onto his right foot. Back post, Mobile! Wouldn't quite drop into the back of the net, courtesy of a deflection. McLaren was looking to get a final touch. Eventually it bounces off the shins of Mobile and out for a throw.
Free as a bird on the back stick. I think the shot was going wide anyway. He struck it well enough. Just the direction not there. Scrambled away by the Syrian defence. Australia getting on top now.
Just about to say the same thing. Last 5 minutes. They've created 3 or 4 openings. Mobile with the latest of them. They just drifted away from any sort of Syrian marking. Everybody drawn towards the ball. And McLaren just centimetres away from applying the finishing touch.
That's what you get sometimes when you don't go with the direct cross from set pieces. That one pass can just get the defence off their game.
Australia on with it quickly. Economides with a couple of step overs. Syria slow to retreat. Mobile trying to bend it. Oh, what a goal! That is a magnificent goal by Mobile. 4 goals in 7 internationals now for the rising star of the Socceroos. And that's the most important one of the lot so far. A beauty with the left peg. Alba, no chance.
What a cracking finish by Mobile. He talked the talk during the week, and he's delivered on the big day. What a wonderful strike. Left the keeper with no chance at all. Cut onto his left, into the side netting. Brilliant finish.
Well, Australia have been looking for a new goal-scoring hero. Mobile has certainly put his hand up. And that is some strike. Real quality. And after a rather shaky start, Sasha Ogdanovsky, Australia hit the front just before the break.
There was that initial 30-35 minutes where Syria sort of threw everything at Australia.
Ryan out to punch meantime, as Syria look for an immediate response. Determined play by Alajan. Teasing cross! Great save by Ryan! Fired in by Omar Kribin! And Australia's lead lasted barely a blink of an eye. Omar Kribin for Syria, 1-1.
Just as we were singing the praises of Australia, holding out the Syrians for the first 35 minutes. A lovely cross by Alajan, who's been fantastic in his first half. Wonderful save initially by Matty Ryan. Couldn't do anything about the second. Thundered into the roof of the net. One all.
Well, game on in Al Ain. Extraordinary. The old saying is, you're never more vulnerable than when you've just scored, and so it has proved for Australia.
Exactly that. Coach has always drummed that into your head 5 minutes after you score. Make sure you're concentrated. Make sure everyone's switched on. They switched off for 30 seconds, and we're punished.
Omar Kribin's 18th goal for his country in 41 games. And Ryan can consider himself pretty unfortunate. He made a remarkable save, but nothing he could do when the ball rebounded to Omar Kribin. Settle down, says Graham Arnold. Still a long way to go. And of course, a point would still be good enough for Australia to see them through. And Syria, backed by their noisy fans, have a new lease of life again.
Important goal for the Syrians, their first one of the tournament. Just before half-time, just gives them all that hard work that they put in those initial 35 minutes where they were in control.
It's the Syrians' turn to stay concentrated if they can. Bajić's ball, near post save to deny McLaren again by Ibrahim Alma.
Hasn't he been good? Ibrahim Alma, another fine save off Jamie McLaren again.
And he did well to make the space, McLaren. Get away from his markers. And that's on target, but it's a good push away by Ibrahim Alma. 3 or 4 opportunities now for the striker who plays for Hibernian in Scotland. Heading towards half-time. 1-1 here, still goalless in the other game of the group between Palestine and Jordan. We're going to have just a single minute to be added on at the end of the first 45. A very open first half in many ways, Cesar. Lots of chances.
Has been very open, lots of chances for both teams. Australia have had the better of the chances. Probably not the better of the play, but they have had the better chances through Jamie McLaren, particularly with that header early on. A real sitter. They went wide. Australia only need a draw to get through in second spot. Syria are the ones that need to win, so the onus is on them to come out and try to attack, and that'll leave holes in behind for the Australians to exploit.
There we go, half-time in Al Ain, and what a first half it has been. Australia hitting the front thanks to our Mobile, but it was a lead that lasted barely a minute. Omar Kribin from Alajan's cross at the other end. All square, all to play for, beautifully poised. A first half of many opportunities. Ibrahim Alma has been excellent between the posts for Syria to deny Jamie McLaren on several occasions. And Syria at the other end also had a goal ruled out for a foul on Mark Milligan. At the break then, it's all square. Australia 1, Syria 1.
Extraordinary amount of tension right now for the Socceroos. Graham Arnold is off to give one hell of a team talk, and we're back in a moment to talk to Bruce Gite, Robbie Slater and Mark Bosnich about that first half in Al Ain. We're back in a moment live on Fox Sports.
It's a new look team. What a way to start 2019.
Cannot believe it. Look out, the members, it's an upper decker.
Oh, it's a huge one. Catch it in the crowd.
I was made by early starts.
By the dedication of my family.
Made by pushing myself and never giving up.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Made to inspire the next generation of the Socceroos.
I was made
in the Hyundai A-League.
In tomorrow's game, there'll be another golden generation.
You'll be told which club to support by your grandparents.
The world will watch us.
I'll have his job.
And we'll be world champions.
At NAB, we're proud to support football in Australia. NAB, more than money.
What's wrong?
I don't like beer anymore.
Why are you drinking it then?
Because it's summer.
Try summer beer. 30% more summer. Just drink it.
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, who made beer the boss of summer?
It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day.
If your Foxtel IQ looks like this, you could be missing out on some of the best entertainment we have. Now this is the all-new IQ4. From what you love now to what you are yet to discover in just a few clicks. With visual treats and easy-to-read titles, the new IQ4 has everything you have now and much, much more. Flipping fantastic.
Upgrade to a world of difference. The new Foxtel IQ4.
Wherever you're watching around the planet, welcome to Fox Footy.
Up goes Big Nick Nat. Oh, look at that scarlet to the little master, who kicks it to the grandmaster.
Rioli, catch him if you can. Kappa! Trademark it, please. Widmer flashes through the 50. Walker! What a mark! Franklin, Buddy Franklin again. All rise for the greatest showman. This is football.
That was certainly a nervy 45 minutes, and we rode the roller coaster of emotions for the Socceroos. Worried early, Al Sommer was causing all kinds of havoc, the big number 9 for Syria, and then Mabil scores a worldie. And then less than a minute later, we're back on level terms. Welcome back to the studio. It's half-time in Al Ain, Australia 1, Syria 1. Adam Peacock alongside Bruce Gite, Robbie Slater and Mark Bosnich. Boz, your initial thoughts?
Well, very entertaining for the neutrals. Obviously, we are not neutrals, but boy, are we in a battle. Syria came out absolutely blazing, put us under severe pressure. We held out. To be fair, I think we've had the better chances. Jamie McLaren, that header, we're still wondering how he did miss it, and some really good saves from Alma. But then, like you just said, Adam, we get that goal, and I thought it was a deserved goal because of the chances that we have. But then to give that goal just before half-time, it's a crucial time. We've got a big 45 minutes coming up, I can tell you that.
Robbie, we'll get to the great moment for the Socceroos. Before Mabil's goal, he had a couple of chances. He's been linking well. That's where the joy has come for the Socceroos down the right with Ryan Grant.
Yeah, look, and he had this run where he just that touch takes it too far. But there were glimpses after the Syrian really just they suffocated us in that first 25 minutes. Then we started to get a bit more space, and we had glimpses of what was to come from Mabil. Decent cross in there. McLaren had the best chances, but this one, look at the run of Ryan Grant. That takes a lot of attention away as well, and he goes on his own.
Super goal.
If he doesn't score, you're probably thinking you should have played Ryan Grant in.
Super goal.
But he's pulled that one out of his locker. That is a super goal. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's scored goals for fun for the Socceroos. It's his 4th goal in just his 7th appearance for the national side. He certainly belongs on that pitch. Fantastic goal to give us the lead. But unfortunately, Bruce, unfortunately, within 1 minute, that happened. What was it? Concentration or something else?
Maybe they thought we're 1-0 up. You know, we've been under the pump, really. And look, we're there, probably needs to make a bit of a more robust challenge. But to let the striker get in between your 2 centre-backs within the 6-yard box, I mean, personally, and I think everyone in the squad or watching this game at home would think they'd think Millsy or Degenek pick him up because he's in the 6-yard box. He can't be free. He can't mark space. All those typical cliches come to mind, and we're going to pay for that.
It changes everything.
The first one there, Boz, was Matty Ryan catch the first ball?
3 mistakes. Matty Ryan should catch it. Number 1. Number 2, Mabil, but you're like, hey, you sort of like that.
There's 4 people behind
you. And then, coming back to what Bruce said, I mean, we'll say Milos Dejanek had the player right here. And, you know, I know who's laughing, but I think, ball, you man. You don't let the player in that situation get even a metre of space because you're dicing around there by doing that.
Let's have a look at the chances for the Socceroos. We did create
some very good ones.
Does that give you hope, Robbie, that there's more of this coming? Because Syria seemed between minutes 20 or 25 and when they scored, they seemed to flatten a little.
Well, they got tired because their energy, enthusiasm in the first 20-25 minutes was extraordinary. And we did create some really good chances where we should have scored. Boz has already alluded to, when he was summing up the first half, the chance to Jamie McLaren, the header. Yeah, it's like you still just don't understand how he didn't score. Great ball in from Ryan Grant. Good ball from Tommy.
He's been excellent for Ryan Grant, Rob.
Yeah.
And Ryan Grant's been excellent.
And that's one you just get power behind your header, you score.
Bruce, what did you make of the Socceroos' chances?
Look, I think they've been quite good. Obviously, the first 25 minutes was a difficult period for them, but they've grown into the game. They've some good combination play, great run from Jay McLaren. I think he needs to go across the goalkeeper from there, and on the second opportunity he's got there, cut it back.
Composure.
Cut it back, yeah.
And this is another moment from the left, and that was that one from Mobile.
Yeah. I was unlucky, and Bruce made a really good point. It is very difficult when somebody's coming with their foot like that to keep your eye on the ball, and he did do that. It's just one of them. He hits somebody, goes in, but on another day.
Just the way we were giving away the ball, especially the first 20 minutes, Bruce. Jackson Irvine, Aziz Bayic, in particular, I mean, all were guilty, but we had a few nervy moments. Would you make any personnel changes at half-time in that regard?
Look, I probably would give it another 15 minutes in the hope that and the belief that my midfield could give a better performance, something we're more used to. I think we lost way too much ball in our own half, which put us under tremendous pressure in the first 20, 25 minutes. And, you know, Syria didn't capitalise on it, but they created quite a lot of chances off the slack or poor passing in the first half.
And credit them as well. Their pressing and pressure they came out with. They got the crowd behind them. And they used it to their advantage, and then they got a little bit tired, and I think we saw that we can create chances, and I think that's the hope in the second half. Expect them to come out re-energised after a break. The first 15 minutes is crucial in the second half.
What's the biggest worry? Our performance in the second half, Boz, or what they can provide?
No, what we do. What we do. If we can play to the best of our ability, stop the silly errors, and listen, that first 20 minutes in the first half, you're lucky you weren't playing against a more deadlier side in terms of being lethal. So we want to avoid that. We've got to match them again in that first 20 minutes. And as we've seen, because I think they'll come back out after scoring that goal like they did. They do tire, but that's understandable because they're going at 100 miles an hour. But they do tire, and then once again we keep going with them. We should have the quality to see it through, but this is going to be a massive battle. This is a long way from over.
The other group game, the Group B match, taking place right now, Palestine 0, Jordan 0. So it's as you were in that particular game. So at the moment, live table, Socceroos going through in the runner-up spot, but there is so much more to come. And kick-off for the second half in Al Ain is not too far away. Australia 1, Syria 1. Back in a moment.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
The Hyundai A-League on Fox Sports. Oh my goodness.
I was made by early starts.
By the dedication of my family.
Made by pushing myself and never giving up.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Made to inspire the next generation of the Socceroos.
I was made
in the Hyundai A-League.
In tomorrow's game, there'll be another golden generation.
You'll be told which club to support by your grandparents.
The world will watch us.
I'll have his job.
And we'll be world champions.
At NAB, we're proud to support football in Australia. NAB, more than money.
What's wrong?
I don't like beer anymore.
Why are you drinking it then?
Because it's summer.
Try summer beer. 30% more summer. Just drink it.
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, who made beer the boss of summer?
It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
Paddy's pretty excited.
Jeez, he sure is.
Well, he did just make the switch to Alinta Energy. Imagine what it would be like if he actually gets a wicket. I think I'll have to check them out.
Find your energy saving today at alinterenergy.com.au.
Let's go!
Power up with an upgrade to the new C300. Speed up your game with the more powerful engine. Move up a level with the sportier design. Boost your performance with the more dynamic drive. Power up with the new C-Class sedan complementary engine upgrade to C300, valued at over $8,000. Bring it home today.
This summer.
It's back.
59 downpours are predicted across the summer.
Experts are calling this phenomena the Big Bash.
It's raining sixes.
BBL on Fox Cricket. Take cover.
Welcome back. We're almost set for this second half. Owen Mabil's fourth international goal. He'll remember them all when he's done. But maybe not if he scores 120. That might be a bit hard, but he'll remember that one. Special with his left foot going over to Graham Arnold. Unfortunately, the mood changed within 1 minute. It is Australia 1, Syria 1, and this is how the Group B standings look. Live ladder, Jordan, of course, they're going through anyway, top of the group, but at the moment it's 0-0 between themselves and Palestine, and Australia on 4 points. Bozza, what you keeping a close eye on Jordan and Palestine? A quick word about that one. Chances for both sides.
Yeah, has been chances. Jordan being the better side, to be fair, but there have been chances for both sides. But I prefer that we don't have to worry about looking at that result. But we'll see. Like I said, this is going to be a big 45 minutes.
Huge. Bruce, Robbie, and Bozza, we'll see you at the end of it. What will become of the Socceroos' chances at this year's Asian Cup? Will we go through to the round of 16, or is there unthinkable drama ahead for our national team? Let's get back to Sasha Ognanovsky and Simon Hill.
So they give each other a bit of a G up. They're the team that needs to win to ensure a second place finish. If it ends like this, then Australia will go through as group runners up behind Jordan. Strangely enough, of course, that's what happened on home soil for the Green and Gold 4 years ago. They finished second in their section behind South Korea, went on to win the tournament. Wonder if history might repeat, but Syria will certainly have plenty to say about that in the second half. Can they match the same intensity that they showed in the first? There's their goal scorer, Omar Krubin, Asian Footballer of the Year in 2017. They've got some very talented individuals. Should be a fascinating second half ahead. No changes made by either coach at the break. And off we go for the deciding 45 minutes for these two teams in Group B of the 2019 Asian Cup. And if we get a similar second half to the first, then we're in for a bit of a treat. Sasha Ognanovsky.
There we are. There were chances at both ends. Periods of dominance for both teams. Looked like the Socceroos were getting on top in the final 10 minutes, and they did get their reward through Owen Mabil. Then fell asleep and conceded. Same equation now for the Syrians. They need to win.
Mabil turning into a bit of a goal machine for Australia. 4 in 7 now as Rogic tries to slip one through. Al-Mawas doing his defensive duty. There was a bit of a dangle leg out there from the fullback, Al-Zayed, and the referee did not miss it. Pending Economides. Australia will have a set-piece situation, which is in a pretty good field position here. No Miller Jedinak these days, of course, to thump them in from long range.
New captain Mark Milligan standing over the ball.
Owen Mabil too. Wonder whether he fancies it. Full of confidence, the youngster, isn't he?
Yes,
Rogic there as well.
It looks like Mabil's going to line up for a shot.
He's doing very well for his club side in Denmark, Midtjylland. And equally well for his country. Australia have got A mini wall of 2 of their own, standing just a few metres in front of the Syrian one. They split. Mobile tried the old Cristiano Ronaldo, but needs a bit more practice.
Couldn't get it down. Oh, Mobile, plenty of power.
He's turning into a real find, isn't he, for Graham Arnold? Given his chance in Arnold's first game in charge, the friendly in Kuwait. He scored that night off the bench. Very quickly has established himself. This is Hussein Al-Zayed. In for Al-Anizan today at right fullback.
He's in good form for his club, Mobile. That translates into the Socceroos, as we've seen Chris Economides, who's probably on the fringes of this squad. But he's good form for his club. Has rewarded him with 2 starting opportunities, and he's looked lively in this game and against Palestine.
There's the ever dependable Mark Milligan sliding it across his own penalty area for Milos Deganek. Now Ryan Grant able to carry it forward, making unchecked progress. Our Mobile. Give and go, but Alajan, who's been excellent tonight, was fully aware of the intent.
He's been very good, Alajan, tonight.
Grant taking a while to find a teammate in position. McLaren can't quite dig it out. Thumped forward by Kribin, returned by Irvine, chested down by Mobile, knocked back by Grant for Luongo. He's looking to lift it in over the top of Ahmed Al-Saleh for McLaren. And Syria get a free kick, and again it's probably one that looks a little soft. Replay might tell us a different story.
I think he just copped an arm across the face there. Well, even referee sucked in.
I think you've said it all there, Sash. On forward by the captain, Ahmed Al-Saleh. A little wayward from Rogic. As the first half grew. Oh, that's an error. And the goalkeeper's going to be off his line here together. The captain very nearly embarrassed there by McLaren. Tommy Rogic grew into the game as the first half went on. So important for Australia. Need to get him on the ball, finding those little pockets of space, as he might do here. Leaves it for McLaren. Economides. Bajic galloping forward beyond him. Luongo. Now it is with Bajic. Oh, lovely stuff by Aziz Bajic. Now Economides. Strong play by the defensive midfielder, Tanahaj Mohammed. Sees it out for a goal kick, even though Economides swore blind it was a corner.
I thought it was a corner as well, Simon. Lovely little bit of skill by Bajic. Cheeky nutmeg. No replay of the corner or goal kick, which it is now.
Two Australians jumping for the same ball, Irvine and Luongo. Flicked off the head of Moas. It's a bit of a size differential, isn't it, between Milligan and Al-Soma. And it's not the greatest clearance by Ryan, but Syria are offside in the shape of Mohammed Osman. A bit of a sigh of relief breathed by the Australian defenders, no doubt.
Well, that's two times we've seen Matty Ryan, very uncharacteristic of him, to shank clearances and put his defence under pressure. Luckily, Osman offside this time.
Yep. clearly right by the referee's assistant. Touched on first time by Bajic to a good area for McLaren, who flicks it over his head for the runner of Economides. Into the night sky by Khalid Al-Mubayed. And Osman has got a kick from Luongo. Pressure relieved on the Syrians.
Clever little chip by Economides to the back stick. Just needed to get over that last defender.
Good player, isn't he, Mohamed Osman? Born in Syria, but as mentioned in the first half, raised in the Netherlands. Zayed. Sona looking to get beyond his former club teammates, Mark Milligan.
They need to give him better service than that. El Soma. He's not your typical running behind striker. He's more of your target man. Need to play into his feet. We saw him going a little bit of a maze in that first half. Socceroos defenders really couldn't deal with him. Hasn't had the best service in this second half.
Group B on a knife edge. Australia 1, Syria 1. The other game, Palestine 0, Jordan 0. Rogic could bend it through here. Bajic! No, it's in, is it? Over the line? No. Yes. Chris Economides. And the ball across the line, and Australia restore their advantage. What a ball through from Tommy Rogic. And Chris Economides got on the end of it. And Australia lead by 2-1.
You said, Simon, that Tommy Rogic was getting more involved in the game. What a ball in. Lovely ball in, dangerous. Not dealt with at all by Al-Zayed. Economides, another one of those players that's in fine form for his club.
And Omar Al-Madani could do nothing about it. It sliced through the defence.
Just poor defending.
That ball from Tommy Rogic. Economides just about did enough.
Good running, good hard running by Economides to get into that position. Rogic seeing the run, playing the pinpoint pass.
Well, there's been all sorts of consternation from the Syrians, claiming that the ball did not cross the line. It's all to no avail.
Wouldn't that ball line technology come in handy now?
Well, we will have VAR, of course, from the quarterfinals onwards, but not in operation in the group stage. And that combination between Rogic and Economides has done the job for Graham Arnold's team. What does Syria have in response? Al-Mubayed clattering into Luongo. Play on is the decision. Floated forward by Al-Mawas, but that's, again, not the sort of ball that Al-Soma wants. We saw a lot of that sort of delivery towards him against Jordan.
It just doesn't give him the chance to get involved at all. It needs to be a pass to him, not just a hit and hope ball. Against Jordan. That's all they were doing. They need to get back to what they were doing in that first 30 minutes of the first half.
All the air seems to have been sucked out of the stadium as Jamie McLaren tries to chase this one down. Nodded back by Al-Salah, the captain. Thumped forward by Alma. That is the problem for Syria. They can start to look just a little bit ragged. resort to those rather aimless long balls, be they from defenders or in that latest incident from the goalkeeper. Soma around the outside of Dagenek, sliding in was Grant. It'll be a throw-in for the Syrians.
Again, you see his power there to brush off Miloš Dagenek.
Alajan, a couple of bounces. Long it goes. And return from whence it came, off the head of Ryan Grant. Take two. A little bit deeper, same result, this time off Jackson Irvine. Al-Madani. Al-Soma using his body. Al-Mawas. Free kick Australia. And a booking for Mahmoud Al-Mawas. Soma did well initially, but Al-Mawas really had eyes more for Aziz Bayic than the ball.
Just the forearm across the face of Bayic. Not looking at the ball.
Here's the goal again. What a delivery from Tommy Rogic. And the ball, well, from my vantage point, clearly over the line for Chris Economidis' second international goal. To add his 2 assists against Palestine. Here's another chance potentially. McLaren. Plus force wide. Thumped long by Alma again. Easily dealt with by Dagenek. Little touch by Economidis. That's good stuff by Australia.
It's been lively on McLaren in this game. A lot more off the ball as well, runs, getting involved a lot more. Maybe that goal giving him much needed confidence at this level.
Zayed. Oh, bounced up onto the arm of Mark Milligan. Wow, the Syrians are adamant that should be a penalty kick. I'm sure we'll see that again in a minute. Meantime, Rogic inside the penalty area. Now the whistle has gone, and now the protest will start in real earnest. And I have to say, I thought that ball did strike the arm of Mark Milligan. Whether the referee judged it to be intentional or not, let's have another look at it, Sasha. Oh. I mean, you've seen those given, haven't you?
It's clear as day.
You have seen those given.
On the opening day, we saw the UAE receive a penalty where the ball fell onto the arm. This is clear as day, a handball.
Well, Syria feel hard done by. Luongo can't make progress. Touch around the corner by Al-Mawas. He's chopped down. Here's Osman by Luongo. He's going to go into the book. Things starting to heat up a little bit in Al Ain.
Tap of the ankles from behind.
Quickly taken free kick. Al-Zayed away on the right. It's not a great delivery. Scooped up in the air by Mabil. Oh, Australia made a bit of a hash of the clearance. They got lucky there. And Rogic can't clear their lines. Just a bit rattled, the Australians.
For me, they've gotten away with one with that penalty, Simon.
Osman. Zayed. Volley clear by Milligan. He's probably the most relieved man inside the stadium.
What is the rule? We've seen so many different decisions given in this tournament.
I think so much is at the discretion of the referee. He's got an awful lot of things to consider, hasn't he? But certainly when the arms are wide, the ball clearly strikes the arm, which it did. I think Australia can consider themselves fortunate and see if they can profit from that. Economides, Rogic. Oh, Economides nearly slipped past Al-Zayed. This is Al-Mawas, but he's lost out to Bajic. Economides. Australia looking to put the game to bed, but well dug out by Tamahaj Mohamed. Now Krubin. Touched on further by Al-Mabaya, but it's too far in front of Al-Ajan. Fancy there's a little bit more left in this game yet.
I think the Syrians will give up without a fight. Still plenty of time in this one.
Up towards Al Soma, there's the as-live standings. Australia will be clear in second behind group winners Jordan, who are still goalless against Palestine. And Palestine would finish in third spot with 2 points. And possibly, depending what happens in the other groups, through to the knockout phase, all to be decided, of course, over the next few days. Very enthusiastic by McLaren. Al-Mawas. Got a kick there from Rogic. Ball's gone out. I wonder whether Fajr Ibrahim, the Syrian coach, might be thinking in terms of throwing on Yusuf Khalifa, who was so good off the bench against Jordan. There's another look at that possible penalty shout for Syria. And the more I look at it, Sasha,
there's no doubt.
I just think it's a penalty.
There's no doubt that it's hit his arm, hand. He's tried to control the ball and it's bounced up.
Still, you do need a bit of luck in major tournaments.
Most
definitely. Australia have just had a bit of a slice of it there. Here's Bajic. Economides. Rogic. Good build up this. Irvine slips it through offside against McLaren.
Work down the left-hand side of Bajic and Economides in particular. That combination looks to be working really well.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's tight as well against McLaren. Fancy Al-Madani. May have been playing him onside.
Couldn't get past Alma. Anyway, in the end there, Simon.
Al-Madani. Again, it's a little bit aimless. Economides in a foot race now with Al-Madani. Defender's done well. Syria increasingly hitting long balls.
And that's fine, hitting the long balls. Hit him to somebody.
First change of the night. It's going to come for Australia. Jamie McLaren, who had several good opportunities first half, couldn't convert, is going to take his leave. And Apostolos Yanu who got a goal against Palestine, is going to take his place. Striker from AEK Larnaca in Cyprus, who wasn't, of course, originally part of Graham Arnold's squad. Got the call-up due to injuries. And some room for Wyatt Alejano. That's ambitious, to say the least, from the left fullback.
Yes, it was. He had Kuban running into space to try and get him behind the defence. Instead, opted for a shot from distance.
Past the midway point of the second half. By and large, Sasha, Australia have kept Syria at arm's length. Just that one moment of panic when Milligan appeared to handle the ball.
You're right, Simon. Apart from that moment, that was, for me, a wrong decision by the referee. They've looked the goods in this second half. They've looked in control. And you can start to see that combination play in that front third really coming together nicely, particularly down this left-hand side for the Socceroos, with Economides and Bajic.
Zayed now playing much further up the pitch, the right fullback. Syria look to get some joy. It's going to leave some spaces. Here's Yanu, trying to get away from Al Madani. Economides, Australia in here. It's our Mobile, it's Tommy Rogic, and he didn't get hold of it properly. And again, that rather hurried clearance by Ibrahim Alma doesn't pay dividends.
It's a clearance to nobody, really. Doesn't give his defenders time to push out. So if the ball comes back, the Socceroos strikers aren't offside.
It's a good glance off the head of Alsoma, but Dagenek always had front position ahead of Al Mawas. Thumped forward by Ryan. Al-Sala. Again, it goes long. They're just hopeful balls, really, aren't they?
Just difficult for Soma. He's running back with the flight. The defender behind always has the advantage.
Australia finding space here. Chris Economides, Yanu wants it. Economides, I think he gets caught between two minds there, whether to tee up his teammate Yanu or go himself.
In the end, a nothing ball, really.
The space is starting to open up. Osman looking to go crossfield. Grant reads it, chested down by Mobile. Irvine, Yanu. Room again for Economides, looking to attack Al-Zayed. Rogic.
It's good possession in the opposition's half. Just controlling the game now, the Socceroos.
Bajic keeps it in. Economides. Little jab back for Rogic, who tries to pick his way through. Mobile. Rogic flagged up again. Oh, it's a beautiful move with a lovely finish too, but unfortunately for Australia, it's not going to count.
Well, it's a lovely interplay. Just needed to time his run a little bit better. The back four of Syria were flat-footed. Timing of the run wasn't there.
Change for Syria. Fahad Youssef is on in place of the tiring Mohammed Osman, who's very good in the first half. Fahad Youssef, who started against Jordan. Looking relatively comfortable at the moment for Australia. Still goalless in the other game, Palestine-Jordan. Al-Mabayed to hang it up, looking for Al-Soma, but Ryan gets to it first. Australia have certainly taken the crowd out of the equation just for the time being, Sash.
Certainly have. Loud and boisterous throughout this whole game. You can just see, I think they're sensing as well that this game's creeping away from their team.
Their 6th appearance at the Asian Cup. 5 times they've gone out of the group stage. Lovely ball by Rogic. Again, they're offside though. This time Yanu.
They need to be better. Yanu had the benefit of looking across the line. Needs to time his run a lot better than that.
Luongo. Yanu got the touch. Economides again. Al-Jawayed tiring. Maybe about to be replaced shortly. Al-Anizan is being readied for Syria off the bench. A little stumble by Luongo. Yep, here's that change. Al-Jawayed, like-for-like change. Abdul Malik Al-Anizan, the first choice right fullback for the first 2 matches, is on in his stead.
A tough afternoon. Al-Jawayed up against Economides and Zayed. Constant threat from those two.
Clear foul by Yanu on Alajan. It's a good touch by Yanu. Gets it back off Mabil. Apostolos. Yanu off the base of the post, and Mabil on the follow-up cannot convert. And that was almost the game won for Graham Arnold's team.
Lovely effort by Apostolos. Yanu, first touch. Mabil plays him in nicely. Goes across the goalkeeper. Post saving him in the end.
Quarter of an hour to go. 7 shots on target for Australia tonight. Still the slender advantage. It's a good ball. Al-Anizan cushions the header. Mawas, can they steer it around towards Creeping near post? Just a moment's panic there for Australia. Milligan dealt with the threat really well.
He did. Excellent defending there by Milligan. Nice and close to his man.
And that's the first time really in the second half that Syria have managed to get in behind.
Well, it's the first time they've tried to get in behind, really. They've reverted to that system that they were playing under Bernstenger, just bombing it in long. That's where they had joy in the first half.
This is Al-Mawas looking to hit over Al-Sober, and this time it's Degadek. Take it away from him just in the nick of time. Renewed energy for Syria. Slung in by Alajan. Krubin, good save by Ryan down low. Krubin again. The whistle is gone, and Australia can breathe again.
Again, dangerous cross in. Saved by Matty Ryan.
Just scoops it up and away, doesn't he, Ryan?
Strong arm. Then I think there was a free kick for a handball, possibly, by Kiribin.
It might have been for leaning on top of Aziz Bayej. Just signs of life a little bit from Syria.
Surely they can see every time they get the ball out wide and cross from those dangerous positions that they're half a chance.
Should be Ryan's. Oh, free kick. For a foul on Krubin. As the ball went through, which Australia can't quite believe. Milligan at fault. Wow, this is a chance for Syria. This is well within range for Omar Al-Soma. We have said there's just been signs of life for Syria in the last few minutes.
There's been a bit more energy about him.
Ryan's got to get that wall just right. He knows exactly what Al-Soma or Omar Kribin could do. It looks as though Kribin might fancy this one. We shall see. Big moment for Syria. All of 5 is set for Australia. Terminable delay before we get the free kick taken. It is Omar Kribin, pushed away by Ryan, fired back in by Al-Anazan. Australia do the job for now. Back in by Kribin. And Al-Soma has gone down inside the box. They appeal again for a penalty. Oh, he's given it! He's given it, the referee! Al-Soma went down inside the box for a moment. The referee stood motionless. He glanced towards his assistant on this near touchline. It seemed to take an eternity. And then the arm came up and he pointed to the penalty spots. And Syria have a lifeline.
Wow. What a big call from the referee. Here's the replay.
Well, that's the free kick from Kribin. We don't see the foul. I'm sure we will ultimately.
It was from the cross that came in after that free kick.
Well, Omar Al-Soma, who scored in both legs of that World Cup qualifier against Australia in 2017, with the biggest kick for his country at this year's Asian Cup, to keep their hopes alive. With just over 10 minutes to go. Can he convert? Places it in the bottom corner. It's all square again, 2-2. Omar Al-Soma with the penalty. And what a grandstand finish we got now. New life breathed into Syria's Asian Cup campaign.
Game on. Beautifully struck penalty by Al-Soma. Twice they've come back. Plenty of time remaining for them to get the all-important win.
A huge decision by referee Cesar Arturo Ramos. Offside meantime against Yanu. Wow, what a finale we've got here now, Sasha, as Australia make a second change. They're going to withdraw Awamobil and send on Robbie Cruz.
Well, the crowd has come to life now.
Still Palestine 0, Jordan 0 in Abu Dhabi. The complexion of the group could change not once but 2 or even 3 times over the next 10 minutes. Here's Awamobil's best moment of the night. A super goal, his 4th in 7 internationals. That gave Australia the leads, but he won't see this game out. Experienced Robbie Cruz comes on for his 73rd cap. Well, who's writing these scripts, Sasha? And these two have had some titanic tussles, haven't they, over the last 18 months? This has been another one. And you have to say, whatever the rights and wrongs of the award of the penalty, we're still not convinced because we haven't seen the replay on Al-Soma. Australia were probably lucky to get away with one earlier in the second half with the handball on Milligan.
Well, most definitely, I thought that was a penalty. It was a clear handball.
Another change for Syria as they empty their bench. Mohamed Zahir Al-Madani is on for Khalid Al-Mabayed.
Australia seemingly in full control of the game and now back in a fight.
They will not lie down. Al-Anizan steals about 5 or 6 meters from the throw. Adrenaline pumping through the veins of the Syrian players. The fans in the stands largely behind them. What a finish this is going to be. Little scoop forward by Al-Mawas. And then Al-Anizan treads on the ball. And all that momentum is lost. Remember, a draw still good enough to see Australia through. If Syria were to jag a third goal, then they will be in the lottery of the third place. It's been a testing campaign, hasn't it, for the defending champions so far, to say the least.
There was testing prior to the start of the tournament, with injuries to key players. More injuries during the tournament. Some players kept on in the hope of getting deep into the tournament.
Al-Soma, was there any contact or enough from Deganek for the penalty to be awarded? Referee thought so. No mistake about the finish from 11 meters by Omar Al-Soma. Syria are back in the game. Long again by Alma. Cushion header by Al-Mawas. Omar Kribin. 1-2 with Al-Mawas. Kribin looking for Soma. Ryan Grant steers it clear. Just over 5 minutes to go. One goal will change everything for Syria. Kribin gets a corner off Bajic.
Australia holding on. Syria turning the screws now, putting pressure.
And Al-Mawas urging more support from the stands. It's a pressure cooker environment for the reigning champions. Can they see it through? Al-Mawas with the corner. Oh, goodness me, he gave that some violence, didn't he? Wow, Farhad Youssef.
What a sweet connection. Well, Farhad Youssef, it was travelling. Way off target though.
Graham Arnold's team began with a loss to Jordan. Saw off Palestine. They've been pegged back twice here in Al Ain. Al-Anizan, brave, a challenge on Cruz. Ibrahim Almar. It's all Route 1 at the moment, but it's paying dividends for Syria. Into the corner for Al-Soma. Kribin in the box. Another corner for Syria. Pressure continues to build.
Do have a height advantage at these set pieces.
Alajan to deliver. It'll be the outswinger. Looking for Al-Soma perhaps to attack it. Al-Soma did get on the end of it. Desperate defending by Australia. They get it away for now. Al-Madani. Alajan still plenty in the penalty area. If they can find the cross, Farhad Youssef. Youssef's ball, Kribin. And that back post well defended by Bajic. And the volley from Tamahaj Mohammed, well wide, like his teammate Farhad Youssef some moments ago.
Super defending by Bajic. Kribin was waiting there behind. Try and win that header. defending.
There's the As Live table, Group B. Jordan, the group winners. Australia will go through in second if it stays this way. Syria would finish third. Palestine would go out. But that could all change. Still goalless in the other game. Palestine 0, Jordan 0. About 90 seconds to run there. A little bit longer here. And here's Omar Kribin. Waiting for Al Anizan to arrive. Last touch was off the Syrian, but the referee's assistant saw an infringement in there by Bajic. Free kick Syria.
Another free kick, another set-piece opportunity for the Syrians.
And everybody cheering Syria on in the stadium, on their feet around us.
Australia have defended stoutly in this last 10 minutes. Let's see if they can clear their lines again.
Not much time left. Nerves frayed. Group delicately poised. Whipped in towards that near post. Fahad Youssef trying to set himself, and then got his angles all wrong, and had a little bit of respite for Australia.
Probably better off pulling the trigger there, Fahad Youssef.
He tried one some minutes ago, didn't he, and was well off beat. Maybe thought better of it. Matt Ryan in no particular hurry to get things restarted. Graham Arnold is going to throw on Matt Yerman as extra defensive insurance the next time the ball goes dead. Salah puts his boot through it. Chested down by Alajan. He's been very good tonight. Omar Kribin turns back inside, needs to hit Al-Soma, not quite. It's tense stuff, Sasha.
It is, most definitely, Simon.
Here's
lovely turn
change.
inside.
Sorry, Sash. Here's that change for Australia. Yerman for Luongo.
Lovely turn inside by Kribin. Degenak was stretched outside there. It left Milligan and Bajic to deal with Soma. Better delivery might have had the Socceroos in trouble.
That's Luongo being given the hurry up by the Mexican referee as we enter 4 additional minutes at the end of the 90. They're into 3 minutes of added time in Abu Dhabi. Still Palestine 0, Jordan 0. Stays this way, Australia will go through in second. Palestine will go home. Syria will finish in third. Jordan already assured of winning the group. But is there to be a late twist, you wonder? Here's Rogic trying to settle things down for the Asian Cup holders. Exchanging passes with Robbie Cruz. Rare bit of possession in these last 10-15 for Australia.
Oh, it's good, they're sucking up seconds, eating away at the clock.
Now, Anazan doesn't want the ball to go dead. At least not on his watch, but he's turned it over. Well, one back by Zahir Ahmadani. This is Al-Soma. This little flick up and immediately knew where Fahad Youssef was. Forward will flood Syria. Kribin on the left. Al-Mawas wanted it far post, couldn't find him. Space might open up for Australia at the other end. Rogic square for Cruz. Again, they'll just attempt to try and knock the ball around a little bit and run down the clock. Ryan Grant still full of running.
Eating up time here, the Socceroos.
Drop of the shoulder, and the cutback is very clever. Rogic with time. Oh! That will send Australia into the knockout phase as Group B runners-up. It is as sweet a hit as you can wish to see from Tommy Rogic. And Australia lead for the third time in this game. And that is probably now the final say. Great goal.
Beautiful cutback by Economides. Had the presence of mind to see Tommy Rogic strolling to the top of the box. Lovely vision. Rogic having all the time in the world to set. Drilling it past. Ibrahim Alma has been terrific tonight. Couldn't do much about that.
A pile driver from Tommy Rogic. Terrific stuff. Meantime, I can tell you that the referee has come across and I think sent the Australian goalkeeping coach, Hans Sagers, to the stands. At least I think it's him. Certainly somebody from the Australian bench has said something the referee didn't like. Anyway, the gap's opening up now. There could be another goal here for Yano, but it's a heavy touch. But it will probably be academic in the final analysis. Australia have done enough, but boy, they've been made to fight hard, Sasha.
Yes, they have. Seen the character of the side. Go ahead. Twice in this game. Twice pegged back by the Syrians.
Fajr Ibrahim almost in tears. He's only been in charge for a few days. This team have fought like warriors, but the full-time whistle goes and Australia have got the job done. They are into the knockout phase for the 4th Asian Cup in a row. The Asian champions certainly have not had it easy in this group, and certainly not tonight, but they have found a way. They go through as Group B runners-up onto either Japan or Uzbekistan in the round of 16. Syria have to wait and see if they finish third. Looks like it's 0-0 between Palestine and Jordan in the other game, so they will probably be going home after failing to negotiate the group for the 6th time. Wow, that was some game. A handshake between Graham Arnold and Fajr Ibrahim. Australia took the lead 3 times, were pegged back twice, but in the end they had enough in the tank, and Tommy Rogic's injury time goal sends them into the last 16. Australia 3, Syria 2.
Never in doubt. And exhale. Thank you, Tom Rogic, for making those last couple of minutes a little easier. Yeah, so the Socceroos are through as runners-up in Group B. 0-0 in the other game. It finished, as Simon mentioned, and Jordan go through on 7 points. This is the other game. Emotional scenes for the Palestinians, who gave it everything, especially in the last 10 minutes. They were all over Jordan, throwing everything at their opposition, their neighbours. They'll finish 3rd, though, in the group, Palestine, so they're an outside chance of going through. I think their goal difference of -3 might cruel them as one of the 4 third best teams in each group of the 6 groups, so we'll have to wait and see until all the groups are done. So that's the scenes in Abu Dhabi, but happily for Australia, it was taken out of everyone else's hands with that late goal to Tom Rogic. Bruce Gite, Robbie Slater and Mark Bosnich to summarise what we've just seen in Al Ain. There it is, Boz. We're through with a fair degree of difficulty.
Yes, we are.